Fish kills are one of the most dramatic and unpleasant things that can happen to you as a pond owner. They involve basically the fish suffocating from lack of dissolved oxygen. Oxygen is very scarce in ponds, and there are a variety of things that can use up that oxygen, and the fish will just go belly up on you in large numbers in very short order. Oxygen is both produced by plants and can be used by plants or the decomposition of dead plants. If a pond is perhaps deeper than average and we get into fall weather and the pond turns over, the organic matter in the bottom of the pond goes through a decomposition process in which oxygen is also absorbed. The main source of oxygen in a pond is photosynthesis during the daylight hours by either submerged higher plants or phytoplankton or algae in the water column. Photosynthesis produces oxygen during the daylight hours. Then the whole process reverses at night, and plants use some oxygen. Thankfully, not as generally as much as they produce, but they are users of oxygen at night. There are several different things you need to watch out for on a regular basis, especially during the warm months of the year and as we get into fall. The first would be an overly green appearance to the water. That would indicate that the phytoplankton bloom in the water column is getting too dense. Another common problem to watch out for in some ponds would be the takeover of floating plants such as duckweed. You never want to allow your pond to be totally blanketed, because that shades out any photosynthesis down in the water column, and the plants may be perfectly happy on top producing lots of oxygen, but it's going off into the atmosphere. You want your photosynthesis down in the water column itself, so do not allow your pond to become coated by or covered up by a floating plant. If your pond is deeper than average, it may likely have stratified into a cold oxygen, zero oxygen layer on the bottom and a warm oxygen rich layer on the top. As the temperature difference decreases, there's no longer a separation based on temperature. That strong cold wind comes through, turns over the entire pond, and your fish can go belly up in a matter of an hour or less. Like everything else in pond management, you need to be ahead of the curve. Get to know what's going on in your pond. Be a regular visitor to your pond and look and see if anything different is happening. If it grew a lot this year, it's probably not going to grow less next year. It's probably going to keep growing. So don't let those kinds of things, year-to-year trends, catch up with you and cause problems with you in terms of oxygen or just overabundance in an ugly situation where a pond can become unfishable or unsightly.